Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to delve into some fundamental web development technologies and principles. This will help you improve your skills and work more efficiently. So let's get started. Okay, let's begin with POSTMAN. What is POSTMAN? Okay, here we are on its website. Okay. It is an essential tool for testing and debugging your APIs. Okay, for if you prefer working in the backend as myself, this will be like the heaven for you. Okay, first we'll head to the POSTMAN website. Here we are. I'll show you how to create an account and download the desktop version. That's very simple. You go here in sign in, sign up for free. You create your account. If you have a student account, I recommend you to use it. If you might have some student privileges, and then you simply download the desktop version. That it is here. All the work that you do in your desktop version will automatically be saved in the remote version. So, like that, in whatever machine you download the desktop version, if you sign in with the same account, you will have all your files, all your changes there for you. Okay. So next you learn how to define the variables that are sent and received between the frontend and backend. Typically you have the client, a browser like Google Chrome or Mozilla or Brave, etc. That's the client. The person that is using a tool for navigating the internet. POSTMAN is just like a browser, but it doesn't have any graphic interface. All what it does is to check what are the data that is being sent from the backend to the frontend, and vice versa. That's all. It's a browser only focused on the data and the logic for the developers. We'll also explore how to use environment variables. Okay, for example, I have, if you have seen some of my last videos, I made a review about how to do a Spring Boot application for the backend. Now it is running, so I only have to. I already added some security authentication in this application. So if I tried to directly, I don't know, use this demo, like use this endpoint, this body is just like an empty body. If I try to do it, I will get what? Okay, let's see. I just sent this. Okay, obviously I get an error 403. That means forbidden. Let's just do a review of the different codes of error in the HTTP communication. In a nutshell, if you get the 200 message, that means that everything is okay, that it works. But probably you are going to receive a 400 something error. 400 for a bad request, 401 for authorization required, or the one that we just received, a 403 for forbidden, because we haven't logged in yet, or the very famous 404 not found error. So we got the 403 because we haven't logged in yet. So that's what we are going to do right here. You can, as you can see here, you can make these folders for organizing your POSTMAN. In this case, for this project, the aerolineal airline that I'm working with, I have like this user service, authentication service. Okay, so let's do authenticate with a post. The meaning of the post, put, and the different tags in these endpoints, I have already explained it in the video with Spring Boot, but in summary, here we do a post because we are posting this information to the backend. Remember that here, POSTMAN is like a frontend in quotation marks, and we are going to send this information to the backend. So we are going to post it, okay? And authenticate. I know that this user exists. This is his password. A body. It's important that we use a body with a JSON format. And send. And if we see here in the backend, the server is processing this request in real time. That's awesome, really awesome, really beautiful. And we get a 200 response. That means success. and a token. That this is the authentication token that I just configured to return in the backend. So now I copy this, I go to these variables. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to copy this, and here in this method that I couldn't use before in demo, I couldn't use it because here in authorization my token is referring to this environment variable called the token JWT, but that token is expired, that token is old. So I'm going to in this upper right corner, the variables, the environment variables, I say edit, I paste the new token I just got from the backend, and I try again, and voila, we got a 200 response. And this is the payload, the payload that I was intended to return from the backend. So we just saw how to use the environment variables and how to manage an authentication application with body, with a JSON format and authorization, with even some parameters, with even here like a get, because you can see here I didn't do a post because the body is empty. I didn't post anything. I just needed to do a get for getting the information. Okay. In a nutshell, that's it for Postman. It's a tool. Here you will have you will be able to test every single endpoint of the backend, knowing that here in your environment variables you will have to put the token after you are authenticated, and then you will be able to do whatever you want, whatever test you want with your backend. In that way, the backend team will be able to guarantee to the front-end team that, hey, look, my endpoints, the endpoints that we just did, work just fine. If there is an error, it will be in your part in the front end. And that's a way of keeping a traceable rhythm of work. Okay, now let's pass to the front-end tools. Here I have running this is a front-end, this is the main page of my application for the airline, thanks to my amazing team at the university in Colombia for doing this front-end. There are some human beings also. Let's imagine you have only, let's close this, and you have only this application that normal people usually do. Now for inspecting the variables, you do a right click, inspeccionar, like in Spanish I have here. Or if you're in a laptop, you can use the shortcut Fn and F12. Fn, F12, and you have this panel here. It opens for you, and it's going to reveal a lot of useful information for you for debugging the front end, like elements, the code of the page, console, any console message that it's going to add. For example, I try to, okay, obviously I just got a warning of this user doesn't exist because I intended to do that. But look at in console, we receive the messages that the backend is sending to us. In sources, we have what is being rendering, and network, very important too. For example, here I have an error notification. If I click on this X symbol, I get to see the payload that I just sent to the backend here, this trash. And only with this payload you really can do a lot of work, because you're going to you can find out if you are sending the correct variables, if you are sending the variables in the correct order, with the correct format, etc., etc. Those might be the cause of the error to begin with. Okay. Next, if you have something called the DevTools, let me just show you if here a view. Okay, I am using the framework, the JavaScript framework Vue.js, and here I have this is an extension for a browser called Vue DevTools. Let me just show you here, Vue DevTools. It's an extension for Chrome, but it works with all the browsers. For example, I know it works here in Brave. So it allows you to it allows you to debug the responsive part of the application. For example, if you have here, you can see the components that are being rendering in this page that I'm currently in. You can do a lot of interesting things in here, like filter, like checking the timeline of what element and what events from the mouse or keyboard or components or the performance are happening in the front end in real time. Okay, that's it for the DevTools. I wanted you to see just like an overall picture of it. Now it's all, if you intend to do a responsive application, it's important to take into account that you are going for the responsive design. The responsive design, that means that, for example, this page here, if I change the size of the screen, it will not alter the readability of the page. If I change if I want to see it in a phone, it will tell me I need to assure that the application is going to display well to the people. For an iPad, for example, it will show this. For this other device, it will show like this. That means that it is responsive. It's not easy, because you have to keep in mind that the layout must work with different devices, and also with the images that you put here in the front end, they must adjust to the different sizes, and also you have to accommodate to the different breakpoints, responsive breakpoints. Okay, the breakpoints are, for example, these are the breakpoints that in your style sheets you're going to need, like X, small, medium, large. There are sizes, just like the size that you choose for your clothes: small, medium, large, extra large. With these tags of Bootstrap, SN, MD, LG, XL, XXL, you can handle how the whole website is displayed and how it's being rendered. Okay, now let's pass to Mockaroo. Mockaroo is you'll discover how Mockaroo uses artificial intelligence to generate consistent test data, which you can use to populate database tables and conduct testing. Like, you don't have to imagine all of this stuff from scratch, because that's only going to take you a lot of time and it's worthless. You can simply use a random generator of data like this. You can use generate fields, like you provide a description and it's going to provide a lot of possible attributes. Then you do a preview and it's going to generate a lot of basic stuff like data, like first name, last name, emails, gender, so IP addresses, whatever you want. Like if you want to add another field, you can do it. You can choose here what type of attribute you want to use, if like an address, like the name of a commerce, a crypto something, a construction, health, and information technology something, file name, etc. That means this works perfectly for testing your application. Okay, and that wraps up our tutorial on these variable development tools and web design principles. I hope you've learned a lot, and I trust these skills will be beneficial in your work. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends if you found this helpful. And thank you for joining us in this video. See you in the next tutorial, and until next time, take care of yourself.